Alright. So anyways, this video is going to be a video resume of me requesting an audience with the Tesla team. I am a die setter, relatively skilled one. And I've been a die setter for quite a few years now. Now I do progressive dies as well as manual dies, but the progressive dies are the ones that have different stations and they feed up to a certain length, and there's, you know, maybe a die has several stamps. Each stamp is a station. And I put the die in, I center it, I program the machine, I set up the die protection, you know, the part ejection, what we call the misfeed, the gate where the material hits, and all kinds of different sensors. So I decided to kind of think outside the box and do a visual resume. I really don't know how to express myself about this, but I'm currently looking for work. I've reached what I believe is my maximum potential at my current. Anyways, I feel like I'm reached the maximum potential of my current employer. I'm asking for a chance to work for y'all, and I feel that I could be a vital asset to the team. In my current position here, I've believed that I've been put into a corner where I can no longer progress with the company I'm currently at. They've pretty much put a freeze on any direction I can go in, and I'm being anchored down by specific politics. Basically, I've been turned into a sidekick to a lesser of my peers, and there's nothing I could really do to break myself out of it, and I attempted a couple times. It is, I've been trying to get myself into a situation where I can get a lead position, and I was excited because I've been a lead before at Weatherford, and even though the team was a lot smaller, I felt like I was incredibly qualified because of my background. But unfortunately, I lost the opportunity to get that. So I've been die setting ever since that opportunity dried up. I feel like I'm an incredibly safe individual. When we do a setup, we have to pull a stop block, which is our equivalent of doing a lockout tagout. And I don't know, it's a lot of other people get away with not pulling these, and there's nothing I can really do about it. And I'm being set to a, I don't know why, but I'm being set to a higher standard than everyone else. And as such, I feel like that I should find a higher standard job. So, something that fits my my dedication and hard work. So, there's, I mean, I know pretty much all the ins and outs of these presses, at least the ones I'm working at, and I'm willing to learn new ones. There's bolsters, you know, there's the ram, there's a top bolster, bottom bolster, you got the T-slots. We use QDC clamps where we work, but a lot of the times they get damaged real easily and no one reports it. So a lot of times we do skip them. We use bolts. So, but I do know that in these newer machines, especially the ones that are probably at the Tesla plant, probably run on QDC or hydraulic clamps. So we have, of course, the bolster pins, which help at least somewhat align the die. It doesn't perfectly align it. We do it with measuring tapes, and I tend to drive the average. So I measure each section, each T-slot equivalent all the way down, and try to get the average. Try to make them all even all the way down, not just a one or back. I understand the thickness of the material. I know how to read calipers, micrometers. I've done indicators because I used to run lathes. You know, I know about lathes too, by the way. But preferably, I'm in the presses. So anything that's got to do stamping, progressive press work is something I'm trying to get into. Also saw that y'all had a opening in the battery department, and you know, I want to learn that too. So I know y'all were stamping the batteries out. at least the casings for it, the shape. So that's something I was interested in, if you'll have any positions for that. But yeah, I mean, I do the programming. We have something called windows. You got the cam window, which you got 360, 180, 360 is on top. And you get the idea. You move the window over for the cam, and that's when it tells the material to move forward. I kind of got the gist of how to do that, and I programmed that. Also program the die protection is very similar to that. You got green quick check as well as green constant. The green quick check means it goes through the shadow of the light sensor at the end. So you see green inside the window. As long as the green is inside the window, not outside of it, the machine keeps running. But once it falls out, it stops the press, protects it. Same thing, kind of opposite when it comes to the misfeed sensor or the gate. So on that one, the window has to be inside the green, and that's because it hits the sensor, it stops, so it's constantly closing the circuit. So I've gotten the gist of that, and I do know that some presses probably throughout this facility have more than one die protection, and it's something I've always wanted to get into, but like I said, right now I'm kind of locked into the position that I'm in right now because of politics. So, and try to think of other things I can talk about. We have sky cranes, bridge cranes, of course, single. We have carriage as well as trolley bridge cranes, and I've worked with bridge cranes before, and two other actually pretty much every other company I worked at, as well as jib cranes. Now I don't work at jib cranes where I work right now, but it's sky cranes. So, but I assure you that if I get into the situation where I have to use these cranes, I have to inspect it, I will inspect it to the best of my ability to make sure that the team is safe. So, also understand that, the walk around, trip hazards, slip hazards, reporting things. Where I work right now, a lot of the buttons are stuck, they stick because the casings are messed up, and they cause the material to jog. It raises the risk of finger amputation, stuff like that. Now, if I work at Tesla, I will make it my priority that things like that get reported and actually get fixed instead of just being shrugged aside. So if I got the opportunity to work there, I give you my solemn vow that I will be at the top of my game. I'm unhappy where I'm at right now. I've been shoved into a corner that makes absolutely no sense. And there's a lot of things that don't merit reality that have occurred to me in the last couple of days that are making me put out this video resume. And I beg Tesla to please hire me. Right now I live away from Austin, but I will migrate quickly. I could sell my house, I can move. I am looking for something to lift my spirits, to get me out of this depression hole that I've been kind of stuck in for quite a while now. And I used to be very happy, but in the last couple of weeks, some events have occurred that have changed my mind drastically. And I don't really want to get into detail because I don't want to slander the company I work at, but I could talk about it if y'all hire me, and please ask that y'all do. We load dies in with forklifts where I'm at, and we have to clean the scrap out from underneath the forklifts. I do know that in some of these more advanced new facilities, they're probably got rollers or conveyors that bring the die in, load it in, or y'all have racks. And I'm hoping y'all do, because to me that's a safer way of doing it when you have a loading tool that's designed to load the die. I'm always afraid that these forklift drivers are causing metal fatigue to these forks, and one day one of them is going to snap, and there's just a lot of paranoia on my part, and I want, and plus, I mean, to build things that are going to help better our future, that excites me. And if I can get into that, and y'all would do me a huge favor, and I give you my word that I will do my best, and yeah, I would give everything, give it all So fortunately, I don't know how much longer I can survive in the work environment I'm in right now. It's just a matter of time before I get ousted out, and it makes absolutely no sense. So if y'all can contact me, I'm going to leave a link to my LinkedIn to the bottom, as well as the LinkedIn will have my resume in it, of course, contact information. I don't want to put too much on YouTube. So, but this is a die setter looking for something better, and I will follow the procedures to the teeth, and I beg you, please hire me. It'll make me feel better, and I think I'll be a lot happier. So, I'm trying to think of other things I could talk about. I mean, the dies have, they have information plates that are stenciled on the side. Sometimes they're stenciled into the die. Now, currently, a lot of the problems that we have where I'm at right now is that they have the wrong progression on there, and I have to correct a lot of progressions. I've taken quality into my highest, like my highest tier. It's my priority one. Of course, safety is my priority one, but before I walk away from a press, I tend to have a tendency to run at least 30, 40, sometimes even more, if I do not feel confident about walking away from it. So I feel like that I have taken a little bit more of an incentive to get good parts where I work at currently, and it hasn't paid off, and it hasn't been seen. So, but if y'all move me over there, I promise you, I will document, and I will get y'all high quality parts as best I can with the equipment that you give me, and I will learn the ins and outs, the ups and downs. I will understand the details that the dies are made out of. I will understand the prints. Like I said, I know how to do calibers, indicators, micrometers, all that. So I understand, the whole, the tenth, the 100,000ths. I understand that. We do metric, but it's just, I could be a quality person if I wanted to, but it's a whole different political ballgame where I'm at right now. So I love being a die setter. I've always wanted to be a die setter lead, but I don't know. It's just time for me to leave that place, and so this is my shout out to Tesla. Please hire me, and I will edit this video. And maybe have to redo it again, but this is my test one. So if anyone out there at Tesla sees this, give me a fist bump, please, because I'm currently unhappy in the state of affairs I'm in right now.